Right, joining us live now on the phone line is Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. Mr. Gavaskar, thanks so much for joining us. First up, your initial reaction to your name coming up in the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court saying that someone as respected as Mr. Sunil Gavaskar should take over perhaps as the BCCI president from Mr. N. Srinivasan.
Yeah, well, even I was doing commentary, as you probably know, just now for the Devdutt Trophy final. I've just got down from that, and I've heard this observation by the Supreme Court, and I don't know what do you want me to say.
Right, Mr. Gavaskar, what do you make of the entire? I know you were doing commentary, so I'll just quickly run you through what's happened so far today in the hearing. The Supreme Court has made these proposals to the BCCI now at the end of the day that the Chennai Super Kings and the Rajasthan Royals should not be part of the IPL, that someone like you or someone as respected as you perhaps should replace Mr. Srinivasan as the BCCI president. And the third proposal, and this is perhaps the most important one, sir, is that no India Cements employee should be part of the BCCI. So once again, they've gone back to that conflict of interest angle. What is your initial reaction to these observations, sir?
Well, I mean, that's difficult for me to say anything at this stage because, look, as I told you, I'm in the middle of a commentary situation, and if the Supreme Court has, the Honorable Supreme Court has suggested that, I think that is what the BCCI will obviously try and do.
Right, Mr. Gavaskar, very, lots of questions that we have to ask you. But first up, and this is of course the most pertinent question at this point in time, if you are offered the job, sir, will you take it? Of BCCI president.
Well, I think first and foremost, the thing to understand is that when the highest court of the land tells you to do something, then I think you have no choice in the matter. But having said that, I think it also has to be put on record the fact that I am contracted to the BCCI TV for doing television commentary. So that is something that has to be put on record as well. And if after that the Honorable Supreme Court tells you to do something, then quite clearly, yes, you are, as I said, you have little choice but to accept what the Supreme Court says to you.
Right, Mr. Gavaskar, you mentioned that you're contracted to the BCCI to do commentary, but if the Supreme Court asks you to be the head in the interim period, will you let go of that commentary assignment then?
If the Supreme Court asks me to do something, I will do it. There's no question about it, because, as I said, there is nothing that you can do once the Supreme Court tells you to do that, and I'd be very happy to do it. There's no issue at all whatsoever, because if the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, reposes its trust and faith in me, I would be very happy to do what they ask me to do.
Right, Mr. Gavaskar, because we are waiting for the verdict. This is the proposal. The verdict is likely to come out tomorrow. If the Supreme Court tells you tomorrow itself that you need to take over as the head of the BCCI, would you do it immediately tomorrow itself?
As I've been saying all this while, that if the Supreme Court tells you to do something, that's it. There is nothing that anybody can do. And as I said, I'll just consider a huge privilege and a huge honor that the Supreme Court feels that I'm good enough to be able to handle that interim job.
All right, Mr. Gavaskar, now I'd like to ask you some question as the custodian of the game, as someone who's captained the Indian team, as a voice in Indian cricket, a very important voice at that. We heard Shashank Manohar, the former BCCI president, say that in the scenario that Indian cricket finds itself in, the best possible thing is to not have the IPL. Do you share that with him, or are you of a different opinion at the moment?
Well, you see, in a situation like this, you will have different views and different opinions coming through. And it's not that you have to go by every opinion or view that comes through. I think you need to sit down and maybe think about it. Not having the IPL is in my view, I don't know how it's going to help, because when the match fixing saga came out in 2000, about 13, 14 years ago, nobody said stop Test cricket. Nobody said stop one-day cricket. You carried on. What you want to do is to have measures in place to try and see that this does not happen again. Now, there is no guarantee that even with the strongest of measures that you take, that it will not happen, because that's human nature. Human nature can succumb to a lot of things. So there is no guarantee whatsoever. But as long as you try and put effective measures in place, and I think after the experience of last year, what has happened is there is going to be an anti-corruption officer who is going to be available for every single franchise. Now that makes a huge difference. The younger players, the under-19 players, who perhaps have no idea who to approach, now know that this is the gentleman to approach in case they are approached by some unwanted element. So that is now a lot easier now to report than, say, the previous year, when there was probably nobody who the players who had been approached could go to.
All right. Mr. Gavaskar, I'm just going back a few months when the entire spot fixing saga came to light, and many were suggesting that Mr. Srinivasan should step aside till the probe is complete. You were of the opinion that Mr. Srinivasan himself is not guilty. His son-in-law maybe, but Mr. Srinivasan himself is someone who's looked after cricketers, who's looked after cricket. He has the best interest of the game in mind. Now we've heard Supreme Court make an observation saying it was nauseating that he continued. What are your opinion now on Mr. Srinivasan continuing to be the head of the BCCI while this entire saga was unfolding?
No, look, I think you've got to also understand that unless a person is proven guilty, he is innocent until then. And so, as far as Mr. Srinivasan is concerned, what he should be doing is something that is up to him. You asked me a question on cricket. You asked me a question on whether a batsman should be playing forward or playing back. I might, with the experience that I've had of playing cricket for a few years, I might be able to pass some judgment on that. To be able to pass an opinion on what the Supreme Court has suggested to Mr. Srinivasan is certainly not in my field, because that is not my field. I'm not a legal person. I wouldn't know what is to be done, or what should or should not be done. But as far as cricket is concerned, you ask me, I have some confidence of being able to say, look, he should have played back, he should have played forward, something like that. But this is a completely legal issue, of which I have zero experience.
Okay, Mr. Gavaskar, you mentioned you have a lot of cricket experience now. If it's a matter of conjecture, like we've been talking, because the Supreme Court has suggested your name. If you were to take up that position, is this a cricket administration? Is this a challenge that you're up to? Apart from, of course, obeying what the Supreme Court says, is this a challenge that you're looking forward to?
Well, you see, as an opening batsman, you're prepared for all kinds of eventualities and all kinds of challenges. When you go to play in overseas countries, you don't know what kind of pitches you are having. Even in your own country, you don't know what kind of pitches you're going to have, what is the new ball going to do. So you are prepared mentally and physically for a challenge. And even today, although I'm quite happy just to be away from the limelight, if that is what, as I said, the Honorable Supreme Court wants me to do, I will do it to the best of my ability.
All right. Also, Mr. Gavaskar, you love cricket. I know that over various discussions, whenever the Indian team is lost, it's really hurt you. It's saddened you. Are you saddened by what's developing in Indian cricket right now, with the Supreme Court making observation that CSK and Rajasthan Royals as teams should be terminated? Are you saddened by what's developing in the Supreme Court and the findings that are coming out with regards to Indian cricket?
It is something that makes you sad, because they've been champions of the IPL. Rajasthan Royals won the first ever IPL in 2008. Chennai Super Kings have won it 3 times and have been runners-up. They've also won the Champions League. So they have been teams that have brought a lot of joy to their supporters, a lot of joy to cricket lovers all over the world. And I think that observation is something that would make any cricket lover feel a little bit sad, not just the supporters of Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royals.
Sahibhai, there is also, and this is not just with regards to cricket but in other sports as well, a lot of people believe that administration of sports should be in the hands of former players. What are your opinions on that, sir?
Well, it all depends. I don't think there are certain specialist issues in administration which, unless a player has the expertise and the experience for it, I don't think a player should be handling that. For example, finance and accounting, not a lot of players are savvy as far as that is concerned. So for that, you need somebody who is very well qualified. So by that, I mean some job like the treasurer's job. So I think not everywhere can a player be there, but yes, I think a player's view taken for technical matters concerning on the field and how the preparation etc. should be. I think these are matters where the players certainly need to be involved.
Right, Mr. Gavaskar, I understand that you'll cross the bridge when you get to it, but just looking into the future, if you were made the BCCI head, which the Supreme Court is suggesting, what is the first thing that you'd like to change about how cricket is run in the country?
Well, that's as you said, a bridge that one will have to cross. We'll have to obviously wait and see what happens. What is the direction that the Honourable Court gives. And it is only after that, it could be a very limited thing that the Honourable Court might ask you to do. But again, we are jumping the gun over here. Let us wait for tomorrow.